Ooh, we're live again. This is Daniel Crosier, and you're watching COFOH Live Undead. I am your host, and I am joined by the amazing LaFond. Wow!
Do I have something on my face?
Lou, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us here on COFOH Live Undead.
Thanks for having me. This is great. This is the first time I've ever done a podcast, so this is.
Oh my gosh! You got to get out more, buddy.
No, yeah, I don't do interviews a lot, so this is perfect. I love it.
Cool. Lou, you are behind LFX FilmWorks. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do with that? How did you get into building sets and props and film?
Well, I mean, it's really it all started. The real story is building haunted houses in my mother's basement at the age of 5 through 10. It's like she let me, coat the stuffed animals and toilet paper and all, and let me go crazy. And I would imagine that was really where it all fostered. But in the beginning, it was haunted houses at the Lake County Fairgrounds, just out in Northwest Indiana. And then we're in Denver now, so I came out to school, and I met this crazy company that makes monsters. It's called Distortions, and the first person I met in Colorado when I moved out here was Ed and Marcia's or Ed's mother by accident in the airport. Coming from, because she was from Chicago too. So I was flying back and forth from Chicago, and we sat next to each other. And the rest is really history. I did an internship with Ed at the age of 18 and started my own company at 19 and been doing it ever since. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's how that went down.
Wow, that's amazing. So you started. Was the company the same? LFX, FilmWorks at 19?
It was always just my grandmother owned a company called LaFond Express, and it was LX. Okay. And she came up with the name. She's like, "Oh, special effects. You should call it LFX." I was like, oh, "Thanks, Graham. I think that's a good name. I'm going to do that." And so we did. So I signed up for that. Would get my EIN number and did my business ID and all the things. And but it was just LaFond FX, or short for or that's the corporate name, but it's just LFX. And then we recently, over the last 5 years, created a film studio where we have sound stages and events and concerts and all the things. And so we created another division, or like a new department, or it's two different companies, I guess, but it's all under one, just like Disney, I guess, does the same,
yeah.
As far as corporate talk crap goes.
Oh my gosh! So at 19, you went into this. Was it for like 19-year-old you? How freaky was that? Going kind of marrying the creativity and the commerce.
I guess my family, my mother's a CPA, so I learned a lot from the book side. But for whatever reason, I just love building sets and props since I was in grade school, and I love it so much. And we have the same crew for the last 15 years, and this will be our 24th anniversary already. I can't believe, as far as being open. And but it started with the movies or the set building for theme parks and attractions and haunted houses and like whatever I could get my hands on. You know, when you first start out, it was all build, go, get a portfolio going, and then just slowly it started taking off.
Wow, that's interesting. So, you're the guy that's responsible for, creating those, backdrops and setting up the tone for, anybody's experience, whether it's, for a film project or, for an event or, a theme park.
Yeah, it was, I guess, just like grabbing those big brands that we were fighting for, and we started getting getting into the mix, getting into the crowd of Universal Studios of the Halloween Horror Nights in the Busch Gardens theme park. They had their Halloween nights, and so that's really where it started in the early years. And then you start meeting celebrities, and or we did work for Alice Cooper. I guess that was really the first photo, I did the Alice Cooper thing with Ed and Marcia. That's really kind of how it started. Wow. They're the ones who introduced me to him, and that kind of snowballed in. But it's finding those brands, and then you can start building your name and in your brand, and that's you just keep going. And when you love it, it's not work, so it's
nice,
a lot of fun.
Well, that's cool. Would that have been like Brutal Planet back in those days?
That was before my time. It was Alice had a sports bar downtown Denver. So it was
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a themed like restaurant. And then they decided they wanted to have a haunted house. And so that was technically, I guess I was at that time, Ed couldn't do the haunted house. So I was doing the haunted house with Shep Gordon and Alice Cooper. That's his manager. And
oh, cool.
At the time.
Wow.
And so, so we put a deal together, made a haunted house in his restaurant, like entered through the basement and you exited out through the gift shop and went through the front door of the restaurant. It was a lot of fun. But that was during, as fun as it was, that was still during 9/11. It was like, that was a tough time and the economy wasn't great. So that was like the other side of it. So we were like, oh man, we got to do it again. But he had to close this restaurant down as far as the drama goes for all you new entrepreneurs out there. His restaurant manager was stealing money from him. So shut down the restaurant. So that's the behind the scenes talk, if anybody ever wants to know, which happens in the industry, but that's how it goes.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Imagine.
Yeah, those are the fun stories.
Yeah. Oh God. When it comes to building sets and stuff, can you talk about the process? How does that start?
Really, it starts with, we know a lot of the same people, but the concepting, and whoever it is, the client comes and they say, hey, I want a pirate ship in the middle of a parking lot or whatever they're doing. So you got to sit back and start talking about it and start concepting of how that's going to go together, the look and feel of it first. And then you start breaking it down into small pieces and go for it. So everything we do is like large, like 50-foot sets of like the pirate ship at that time was like 60 feet long. There was the Rob Zombie stuff that I was showing you when we met. That was massive. That was just like a whole massive fairground. So it was, everything. I just love building the big stuff, but there's a market, and then there's like the other friends that like to do the small model making, but we do it big, do it life size.
Yeah, because you want to people to be able to interact with it directly at regular life scale.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And it's usually some kind of attraction or some kind of like thing that people are walking through. So for a theme park, of course, it's got to be really huge. But if you just break it down into little mini projects and you don't think about it as so big, it's not so daunting. So if anybody's like starting now or starting out, that's like kind of how it was, never too daunting if you just break it down, like making a movie.
Right. Break it down into smaller, manageable, parts. And then I'd imagine, you probably have to schedule everything out because you got a deadline too. I mean, and that's tough. Visiting your shop, it seemed like every time we were there, it's just like, oh yeah, this has to go out like in 10 minutes, and this has to go out in 5 minutes. It's like, oh my god, how are you guys doing this?
Yeah, it is. I don't know. You know what? It's the team. I laugh because I don't really know how it happens anymore because everybody runs the company, and I just walk in and go, awesome. I believe it's shipping. Thanks, guys. Because I'm always off, getting the next project or dealing with whatever the next greatest thing that we're trying to grow the company. So it's a weird feeling though, going from an artist, and I love it so much that when you're like, but to like turn your brain, the business side, sometimes that's a paintbrush too. So you gotta let the artist, the next generation, keep going.
Okay.
Paint better than I can, so I love it now.
Nice. Turning your brain off from the business to the creative and stuff. Is there a preference for you? Do you these days? Do you like doing the business aspect over the creative, or vice versa? Or
I gotta have both for me to be fulfilled. The being in there doing the set decorating and the set design at the very very end, that's fulfilling because that's when it all comes together, and like you start to like do the movie magic, like it's still like a canvas all the way, and then right like the week of, now all of a sudden it's starting to come to life. That's a lot of fun because you don't get a lot of hours to do that. That's always the last thing out, or the last thing that you touch, I guess. But I mean, you got to do both. Otherwise, if you just did, the business side, you start to, you get bored.
Right. Oh, I'd imagine, me being a creative, I have a hard time just like looking at numbers. So contracts just, blow me away.
Yeah.
But it's good to know, that so many creatives can actually put together their own businesses and put forth make a living, I should say, at doing what they love to do.
Yeah, if you love business, is the same as what your like product or service is, or the reason you started your business. And then if you look at business as a paintbrush and not as this daunting thing, then it's fun. Then just treat it like that and grow a team around that. So I don't do bookkeeping or anything.
Yeah.
I don't like get into the contracts too much, but I definitely read them. But I have a team, a team for that. But that takes time to like foster that.
Yeah. I can imagine. When it comes to set buildings, you talked about the pirate ship that you guys crafted. What's your favorite go-to as far as like set designs? Is there a specific like building like a cemetery or castles? Is there like something that you really like to do and do variations of each time?
I think, like you said, I think we're known for making new stuff look old. That was the tagline forever, and or like making the pirate ship, graveyards, and old world, like making it dirty, making it layered and real. So like everything in our prop shop behind me is like there's a whole aisle, and it's all stuff that you would probably find at an antique store or something that we build that has. As long as it's got dirt and rust and patina, I'm good. Yeah, like I love it.
Yeah. As long as it looks like it can give you tetanus, you're on the right track.
That's it. Yeah, you gotta. And if I can throw dirt on it, but like those super clean sets, I mean, we'll do them and we've done them, but it's just they're so boring. But you have to have that as well sometimes.
Nice.
Haunted attics, the cover sheet that I saw that you shared with me, that was the House of 1,000 Corpses facade. That thing was so much fun to build. I love that thing, and that was a lot of like recreating that. And I don't know, they had a little bit of everything, like all the layers, making it look better than the movie in life.
Nice. Well, yeah, because I'd imagine too, like, you have, when building an attraction based off of a, film, it's got to look, really good for people to actually interact with it. Because, on film, nobody, the audience is sitting in there in the seats, and the only ones that actually, interact with it are, the actors and the crew.
Mhm.
So there's that separation.
Exactly. The camera is the audience's eyes, so they can see 360. So when you walk into, I always said like haunted houses and theme parks are way harder than making movies as far as set design goes. Yeah. Now that we're making movies and we're in the middle of them, I would say they're about the same, but the set design is so much easier. But the finance side and getting them made and distributed, like now, I'm really enjoying that right now. But it's when you're making something and you can just like duct tape a wall together and like film it and then take it down real quick. I was like, why didn't we do movies earlier in the early years? Because that is way more fun, because it's gratifying as an artist just to, like quick, hurry up, just film this real quick, zoom in on this, take this, B-roll, do this, do that. But the business side it's the same. Look at it like you're going to be in movie making. I wouldn't, in my opinion, or I was looking at your, what we were talking about earlier, the lookbooks. It was a lot of fun because that's it's the business plan, but all it is, it's a haunted house with a camera in it. Like, just look at movie making like that. That it's not so Hollywood.
Nice. That's awesome. The Lou, can I ask you, like, what your inspirations, like, growing up, you did your home haunt, was something that really kind of motivated you to kind of go into that direction? Was it like other haunts or mask makers or anything like that, or films?
I think it was my neighbor growing up outside of Chicago, or Crown Point, Indiana, is where I really grew up. My neighbor was a lot older than I was, and they were like an older brother. And I hung with these guys that were all they were like making TV commercials or some kind of production. And they also ran the local haunted house at the fairgrounds. But the fairgrounds looked like something out of a Sleepy Hollow movie. It was massive. So as an early age, you could attack these massive haunted houses. And then once the haunted house stuff was done, I'd go out on set and they were always making short films. They were always shooting TV commercials. So I was always just around it. And I think looking up to them now, looking at it now, I mean, back then I just was like, oh, these are my friends. We're going to do this. But this is what I do, but it was, I don't know. That's really, like thinking back at it now, that's really where it came from. It was a kick-ass group of people that I'm just, I'm very grateful and fortunate to have that. And then a mother who was always like, hey, go do it. Go figure this out, or think about this, or think about that. And my grandmother too, so this is pretty awesome to have that.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That group of friends, do you still keep in contact with them?
Not too much. I mean, I think that kind of that was all in my teens. I was in grade school to high school and like freshman year. Then I moved away. They all live back in Indiana. And then I live in Denver downtown now. And it's just over time, but I would say the group that's here now, they're even more talented and we're even closer. It's just like there's like a new group, and that's what happens in life. You just find your people and find your team.
Nice.
Yeah, you met most of them the other night or whatever, or some of them.
Yeah, some of them. Definitely Corey, who runs the place.
Yeah, Corey, Adam, Kevin, and he's the monster maker down here.
Yep.
And then then Jacob, Nate, and then there's 30 people coming and going down here all the time.
Wow.
But that doesn't mean they're all full time, but they're
right. Man, that's amazing. That's so cool. Can I ask, you coming from Indiana, right, and then coming out here for school, what made you, stay in Colorado?
Well, I found there was this like a rep or whatever came to my high school that it was like, hey, if you want, I knew I wanted to get into special effects, I thought, or I just wanted to, but I didn't want to go to LA for some reason. It'd been out there, I'd cousins out there. I was like, I'm not feeling it. And I came here and they offered a bachelor's degree in industrial design technology, which is what you need to go work for like Star Wars or Lucasfilm. And I thought that's what I wanted to do. So much so is that I signed up for it, got approved or got my little internship packet back from them. And that was the same year that I was like, no, I'm going to start my own company. And I met this guy named Danny Wagner. He's the creature effects guy at ILM, or 20 years ago he was. I don't know what I don't know him that well. And so he was like, no, if you're going to go do it, I just remember that advice. He's like, go start your own company. And it was just, I don't know what that, and then parents and friends and like just everybody around me. I was like, yeah, that seems like the right thing to do. And then just growing up here, or like that was, in my 20s. And so I just really loved Colorado. We met like how many years ago, 15 years ago, or however, through Ed and Marcia. And,
it's been a while. Yeah.
So I just feel like, I don't know what it was. I just love it here. And I just wanted to, that's the joke right now is like, hey, we're building a film studio in a town that doesn't make movies, because it's not like every day. I said that to my bankers, and I'm like, I didn't get a funny response. They didn't laugh at that. I was like, oh, okay, fine.
Oh no. Yeah. Tell us about, because you've got the main fabrication shop, and then you've got the property, in the Rhino Art District that you're looking at, having refurbished into a large, soundstage and studio filmmaking campus. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. Right now we're in development of it. We'll see. We'll launch when we break ground. We'll know more soon. But I gave you the dirt before we got on this, but very soon we'll know. And basically what it is, it's a multi-story film studio with 3 sound stages. It's downtown Denver in the Rhino Arts, or it's called River North Arts District for anybody who's not from Colorado. And so it's a booming, crazy neighborhood. And it used to be our old fabrication department or side of the things. And it was this abandoned warehouse, blown out windows and doors, and we just loved it. I was like, perfect, that's us. Like the roof leaked and we were just in there painting all the time. Well, instead of selling out to the condos, I just decided, no, I don't want to do that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna expand. And so that's the expansion of the company here. Ideally we're breaking ground this year in the winter, probably like December is the idea. Nice. We'll see if that happens. And but right now we're on track. 30. Cool. No, we're not on track. That's a lie. We're like 30 days behind. But whatever, we're close enough. And so, so what it is, it's for it. So it's just like anything. It's just like walking into Warner Brothers. It's a certified sound stage that you can come in, temperature controlled, and then you can flip it to a concert hall that can host over 1,500 people. Wow. And then we'll have a rooftop where you can overlook Denver, and that's like the event side. So it's just like a flexible space for creators, and we're like convenience for creators is my jam right now. And I want it to be independent artists can come there and can afford it, or big brands with these crazy events, or we do a lot of music festivals all over the country, the big ones. And so there's a company, it's called Live Nation and AEG Live, and they do so both of them are our clients, so they're aware of what's happening. So yeah, I just want to see that happen in Denver, and so it's film, music, and art, and that's it. And that's nice. What it's all about. And the building we're in today or tonight is our other sound stage or prop shop at the moment, but because we're moving out of the other one, we're rearranging, and then you saw the fabrications next door. So yeah, 2 campuses and right now 3 buildings, and hopefully into five buildings here soon is the idea.
Nice. Of course, I'm getting to this now, but it's clearly a little late. Yeah, can you tell us about your display over your shoulder?
Oh yeah. Oh, this is a good. There's a festival here in Denver that does. It's about the Katrinas from the Day of the Dead festivals, and my good friend Marisol and Alexis are hosting, or they're producing it, and this will be the second year. And this was a display, and this display stays up year round. And so I see this every day that I walk by my office. But we decorate like this with our we have standing sets that we rent out. So people like artists can come in, and creators can rent props from us. So that's one thing. But what that's really from, I'm the opposite. Wait, this way.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So we make these skulls on a CNC machine, and then we can make them 40 feet tall, or we can make them 2 feet, whatever. And so they're a ton of fun. But that's what they're from, and that's here in Denver, and that's down at the Denver Performing Arts. And it's a awesome show. So they're just getting started with that. So we're going to be building huge life-size Katrinas and Day of the Dead, everything.
Cool.
And the guys who do that, actually the people who do everything in Hollywood for that festival, it's the same crew. And so we all working together. Nice. So it's kind of nice. So a little bit of LA and Hollywood's coming to Denver.
That's awesome. Yeah. The Denver Performing Arts, Pavilion. Yeah. I've seen a number of shows there. It's always amazing to go down there and see all the sets that they're building too, and then the textiles, and then to visit your fabrication shop too. It's just amazing. I love seeing so many things built on and in storage or laid out and forgotten about, and then the yard takes it over and stuff. But it just everything has its story behind it, even if it's like for a client or something like that. And at your shop, of course, the thing that catches my eye is anything that looks like it's mildly undead. You've got like a dead deer in the shop, and then a dead moose outside, just chilling out like dead mooses do.
Yep, no animals harmed in the makings of those, but that was a friend of ours. We were laughing. We filmed a pilot, the movie that we're doing. That's what all those dead props are from. And
cool.
We kill this in the story. There's this lady who's running her mouth and about something, and so this poor moose head antler comes in and nails her through the truck that you saw in the back lot. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, it was all styrofoam and foam latex going through a fake car window. So it was a lot of cray that night.
So yeah, that's amazing. So before we went on, you mentioned that you were working on your own film projects, too. Can you talk a little bit about that, or is that still in process?
No, we can. There's basically we opened up another department or division of, as they say in the worlds, but it's just all content for film and TV. So right now we're in the middle of 3 feature films that have 2 of them are fully scripted and ready to rock. And it's like, I wouldn't say horror. I guess it's like true crime, mystery. It's got that independent cult classic vibes to them. And we've got a couple horror movies in the works, but right now we're coming out with the first one for the studio. We'll go into production this fall, and then ideally, depends on post, but we'll be launching in January or February on Netflix. And we'll see if that happens or not. There's a lot of moving parts before it, but as of right now, yeah, that's the Evan and everybody I'll introduce you to. But yeah, that's the crew, and so it's just a whole department dedicated towards filmmaking in Colorado. And we have all of our friends and people in LA, of course, and in Atlanta, but 98% is here, and so we're gonna go for it and open up. And then, like, if we're gonna open up a film studio, we want to be making our own content and our own films as well. So that's
right.
So that's what's happening. So yeah, that's all that is. Yeah, it's just a team of people knocking it out.
My God.
The
Yeah,
writers,
my hat's off to you. You got so many balls in the air. I can't believe it. I love it.
yeah, yeah. It's just like great team, great people, and I think that's how I sleep. It's just the Evan's leading up the content and the writing, and Corey runs the fabrication and Adam, and then the real estate side and all the new ventures is really where I'm leading at the moment, and then I'll turn that over to a couple other people.
Yeah, when you actually decide to take a vacation, you know, for a few days.
Yep. No. Yeah, I still love it. So I feel like I'm no vacations yet, but maybe someday I'll need to get out of here. But
yeah. Can I ask? You know, what's the typical day, you know, look like? Because I'd imagine you probably don't get home till like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I mean, the ongoing joke is work so hard that we practically live here, which, you know, I spend the night here quite a bit. But I'd rather, I probably spend the night here more than I do my own house. But that's by design. That's because I want to. It's not because it's like a necessity. But yeah, I would say the fabrication, Adam and everybody's in, or they get in there. He's the morning owl. I'm not a morning person. So he's in at 6 a.m. Cranking it. And then the rest of the crew starts trickling in. And then I have all my film meetings are in the evenings. So like we'll go all the way till like 9 to like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And that starts to get annoying, you know, like it gets too much, you know, like I'm not 19 anymore, but yeah. But it's it's good. It's easy.
Nice. Oh man, that's amazing. You know, we've got just a few more minutes, Lou, but you know, when it comes to like set and prop building, you know, what is the one prop or the one set, I should say, you know, that you haven't built yet that you want to?
That's a good question. Oh yeah, I've got like Mayan ruins. You've seen that Mayan ruins? Yeah. We've got some good molds going on for that. There was I had this crazy idea when I was a young kid. It was about like this cave and ruins and stuff, and I just never did it. And I came across, you know, when you like draw on an old notepad or something and you come across it, you know, we're like, oh man, that was from grade school. Like, oh yeah, I love that. And there's some good ones in there. So I think I want to go back to like where we all came from. But right now I think we're looking at if we build this film studio, I mean, we're building it, but once the structural engineer's up, we're talking about the interiors, and we're talking potentially doing just Mayan ruins, live in there. You know, when you go through like dusk till dawn and you walk through the crazy bar and then it's a ruin, we're kind of, we're simmering on that at the moment. So a little tip of the hat to Tarantino's, and Corey's actually she used to design movie theaters from back in the day with her old, and one of the movie theaters is Quentin Tarantino's theater. I don't even know if am I allowed to talk about that? No, it's open, right? And so yeah, so anyways, it's in Hollywood. You could look it up. And but yeah, it's like I'm surprised they didn't do that. They didn't do the Mayan ruin thing. So I'm like, we're doing it. But it's the dusk till dawn, you know, tip of the hat to the Rodriguez. And those are I look up to those guys and watching what they do as business owners and as creatives, and I think it's a good blend. I think a lot about, you know, what Rob Zombie did and Alice Cooper, and learning those guys from, you know, Ed Marsha. So there's all these business owners and artists that I looked at, and you know, and it's nice to watch them go through their shit show and their business side, because I've seen people steal money from them, and I've watched that, and it's okay. You know, it's like, it's part of business, and it is what it is. And it gives you confidence as a young kid in your 20s to watch them go through it and be successful. So that's what I'm hopeful, is to give these places and these things that we're doing together as a team to the next generation. Right? that's my goal anyway. So we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out right now, or very soon.
Oh man, I'm absolutely excited for you guys. You know, this all seems, you know, you're already doing amazing things right now, but I can't wait for this, you know, next step and all the new, you know, adventures and headaches that it's going to, you know, unravel, but and you know, present to the world. You know, Lou, for you know, filmmakers and other potential clients, where can they find you? Obviously, we've got your website, you know, scrolling down below.
Yeah, right now that's the like coming soon website. We have the full blown one coming soon, but we don't want to launch it until we're closer with the construction. So it's kind of held up because of the city, but I would just stick to that. And then there is Instagram that we're really not posting yet at all, but but LFX FilmWorks and LFX 360, that's a little more, has some of our old projects on there. But we will be launching and posting like every day as we get closer, once we're through this construction phase, and then we'll start doing that. Or I just need to do it, but I just didn't grow up in that where I hate doing social media. So, but I'll do it. But anyways, that's the best place, is the Instagram and the website. You just, you know, we'll start an email list here soon, very, very soon.
Cool. No, that's awesome. Lou, thanks so much for being so generous with your time and coming on the show and talking about all the cool stuff that you guys do and create and you know, kind of, you know, enrich the world and you know, create, you know, whole new you know, worlds, you know, within it, because man, this stuff is exciting.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for that. And I'm excited for everything you've got going on. Let's talk about all that stuff that we were talking about earlier today. I love it. Yeah. So I think we're all in the right position, and let's go make Denver do the thing.
Yes. Let's go put Denver on the map. God damn it. Cool. Lou, stick around for a few minutes while we sign off. But again, thanks so much to you and for Corey, who helped you know, facilitate this.
Yeah. Because I don't even know how to turn on a laptop.
Oh dear.
Yeah, maybe that's over exaggerating, but you know.
Cool. And to everybody that tuned in, thanks so much, guys, for spending your evenings with us. And of course, to our sponsors, to Mutiny Information Cafe. If you're going to start a revolution, make sure you're caffeinated. And our friends at Hellfire Entertainment. Thanks for rebroadcasting us on your social media. And our friends at Groovy TV, and to Alien Donut Films and Angela Joseph Productions. Thanks so much, guys, for putting up with me. And, of course, my producers, Amanda Armstrong and Stefan Santa Cruz. Thanks for putting up with my shit. Till next time, everybody. Yeah, be good, be kind, help each other out during tough times, and stay spooky, everybody. We'll catch you